All right, so starting things off today, we have TSMC to become Nvidia's sole GPU supplier in a report from WCCF Tech. This one's really interesting. Now, this is interesting because just in general, when we're talking about GPU shortages and so on, the expectation was going to be that Nvidia was going to have both TSMC and Samsung helping on manufacturing here. Let's get into the details and see what we should be watching out for. The Taiwan semiconductor manufacturing company, TSMC, is set to rapidly grow its market share by end of this year, according to a fresh report from Korea. TSMC is the world's largest contract chip manufacturer, as it is responsible for supplying semiconductors to most of the world's largest technology firms. This list includes Cupertino, California consumer electronics giant Apple Incorporated, along with chip designer Advanced Micro Devices Incorporated, which is AMD. Additionally, TSMC is also in partnership with Intel Corporation and Qualcomm Incorporated, both crucial players in the modern-day semiconductor industry. Now, it appears as if the Taiwanese company might soon be responsible for supplying Nvidia Corporation with all of the latter's graphics processing units, GPUs. Nvidia already has a partnership with TSMC for some of its products, but purported problems at the company's other chip supplier, the Korean firm Samsung Foundry, will force it to switch sides completely to TSMC, according to Business Korea. Today's report is not the first time that we have come across rumors of a rift between Samsung and Nvidia. Nvidia is the world's largest GPU designer, and the company's diversification into emerging industries has enabled it to surpass Intel Corporation as the most valuable semiconductor firm globally in terms of market capitalization. The first such report came late last year when a rumor from China placed an outrageous price tag for Nvidia's switch to TSMC. In the contract chip manufacturing industry, fabrication plants often have their orders booked months in advance in order to allocate limited capacity and customize production to meet customer needs. This rumor claimed that Nvidia will pay TSMC a whopping $7 billion to secure access to TSMC's 5nm process technology for its products. This rumor was followed by another report late last month, which ended up leaking Nvidia's now launched data center GPU. This will be manufactured on TSMC's 4nm process, which is a refined variant of the 5nm process, and is collectively part of the N5 technology family. Now, Business Korea claims that the data center Hopper GPU switching over to TSMC is only the start of Samsung's woes. The publication quotes sources in the industry to report that by the end of this year, nearly all of Nvidia's products will be manufactured by the Taiwanese chip maker. Here's a quote. Accordingly, industry insiders expect TSMC to monopolize orders for all GPUs to be released by Nvidia in 2022. Nvidia had difficulty selling its GeForce RTX 3000 series in 2020 due to Samsung Electronics' low production yields. Nvidia had outsourced the production of data center and consumer PC GPUs to TSMC until 2019. In 2020, it first selected Samsung Electronics as its manufacturing partner for RTX 3000 series GPUs in an effort to lower production prices and boost product competitiveness by diversifying suppliers. The complete switch to TSMC, if true, is ironic since Nvidia had originally intended to retain some power over suppliers by diversifying as much as it could. TSMC and Samsung are the only two companies in the world that manufacture and sell chips built through advanced technologies below 7nm to other firms. Nvidia is rumored to have agreed to pay as much as $10 billion to TSMC for jumping to the 4nm chip. And the company is also reportedly in talks with Intel Corporation for the latter's Intel Foundry Services, IFS, plans that will mark Intel's entry as another player in the contract chip manufacturing industry. Following the growth spurt in the high-performance computing HPC sector and growing demands for its products, TSMC introduced the N4X chip technology in December. This is a variant of the 4nm node that will cater exclusively to HPC products, and it is expected to enter risk production in the first half of the next year. HPC products are more complex than others since they require larger chips and higher yield alongside other requirements from the chip manufacturers. So what we really learn here, of course, is going to be the fact that, we see Nvidia moving away from Samsung, which we've known they've butted heads in the past. We clearly are aware that whatever was going on with the production over, the past couple of years, 2020 and 2021, wasn't hitting the yields that were needed to meet demand. So the supply was down. It sounds like some of the arguments here to me is that Nvidia is saying, of course, that is Samsung's fault. And we'll just have to see where we go from here as far as if this will actually help or hurt the GPU shortage or the chip shortage problem. Of course, we have talked about Intel building its new chip foundries, and that should help alleviate as well some of the shortage issues, especially in the, the Western cultures, as it will be less dependent, supposedly because it'll be within the United States and Ohio, I believe it is, should help at least with the shortages in Western countries. And we'll just have to go ahead and let it play out and see what happens. Now, historically, as far as the core processes go, it doesn't affect memory quite as much, but it is important to note that if they are, not working with Samsung on the actual chip manufacturing, what does that mean for the memory? We do know that previously it has been behooved of you as a miner to, basically test your GPUs. And if you had Samsung memory, then you would keep it. And then if you didn't, you would swap it out and try to get Samsung memory. Are we not going to see Samsung chips or memory chips at all ever again in Nvidia GPUs? I don't know, but it's interesting nonetheless, and it's definitely something you want to take a look at. Obviously, if you're playing around in the stock market, not financial advice, but TSMC does look to have a super strong position going into 2022 and beyond. I hope you enjoyed this clip from the Crypto Mining Morning Show every Monday through Friday, 7:45 a.m. Pacific and 10:45 a.m. Eastern Time. You can check out more clips here, or if you're interested in checking out the entire live show, you can check that out down here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next Tuesday.